Hello everyone and welcome to our channel.
Whether you love it or hate it, there's no denying that the Las Vegas Strip has become an epicenter of celebrity chef restaurants, and we're on a mission to experience as many of them as possible.
So in today's video, we're coming at you from the world famous Caesar's Palace, where we'll be crossing another one off our list and checking out Gordon Ramsay Pub Grill.
For over a decade now, Chef Ramsay has served up traditional British pub fare in an elevated style right here in the center of the Las Vegas Strip. If you're a fan of this world-renowned chef, you'll find all of his signature dishes like fish and chips, beef Wellington, and sticky toffee pudding.
However, it's no secret that celebrity chef restaurants come with a higher price tag. So we're here to find out, is Gordon Ramsay Pub Grill worth the markup, or should you save yourself the expense and get your fish and chips from Reraw or Nine Fine Irishmen instead?
Stick around and find out on today's episode of James and Paul Try It All.
Now before we start, we want to let you know that we were not compensated by Caesars to make this video. All opinions are our own and they do reflect our experience at the time of our visit. Taste is subjective and your experience may vary, so we do encourage you to form your own opinions as well as check out other reviews and try these places for yourself.
And just like that, my friends, we have been seated here at Gordon Ramsay Pub Grill. We've gone ahead and placed our order for some adult beverages, a beer and a cocktail, as well as some starters. We've got a lot to show you. I hope we have enough stomach space because admittedly, we're still kind of full from breakfast, but we really wanted to check this place out. So we do it all for you. Gastrointestinal distress be damned. Don't go anywhere. We've got a lot coming your way. All right, our adult beverages have arrived. Now, since we are at a pub, I felt it only appropriate to go with a beer. So I went with a Kilkenny Irish Cream Ale. Now, admittedly, my first choice was a Boddington's, but they were out. But I'm pretty sure I've had a Kilkenny before. I just don't remember it. So let's see how it tastes. That's delightful. That's quite good. It is very smooth. Got that nice kind of creamy texture and feel to it. Great mouthfeel. Not too strong, not too bitter. Just wonderful. Easy, good sipping beer. I approve.
So for my cocktail, I decided to go with the gin and jam. Now the gin and jam is going to be Tanqueray gin, blackcurrant jam, fresh lemon juice, and simple syrup. That sounds delightful. Let's give this a taste. Wow. Now, you get the little bit of herbal flavor from the gin. That blackcurrant jam just gives it an extra tartness. And it's not kick you in the face like some gin-based beverages can be. So I will highly recommend this cocktail. Now, because we always share everything, we're gonna do tradesies. So I'm gonna try James's beer. Tradesies, beer time. Now, I've never had a Kilkenny Cream Ale before, so let's give this a sip. Oh, that's pretty good. Now, as far as the beer is concerned, because it is an ale, it is a little strong for my taste. It is a little bitter, but it's not IPA bitter. I do like dark beers as well. So it's got all the things I love about a darker beer, but the cream portion of this ale is smooth. And this is gonna go great with some of our pub food that's coming.
Now, I adore a gin drink, and what's more English than gin? I mean, actually probably a lot of things. But anyway, what's more English than gin? Let's give it a taste. That's delightful. The blackcurrant and the gin work so well together because you get that kind of sweet tartness from the blackcurrant jam. This is really good. Super refreshing.
Am I correct in saying, though, that it doesn't just kick you in the face with
No,
the gin?
it's not offensive. I mean, some gin drinks, the gin is all you taste, and this is very well balanced. I would imagine almost any of the cocktails here are probably delightful, but I'm glad we went with this one. We're gonna relax for a few minutes and we'll be out as soon as our starters arrive. And our starters have arrived because I've gone with the prefix menu that comes with a choice of either soup or salad. I went with the soup because as much as I love a Caesar salad, I love a French onion soup even more. So this is an onion and ale soup and it has a beautiful, thick, crusty layer of cheese on top. I'm very excited to dig in. Let's go for it. Let's try not to make a mess. Oh, that's good. That is beefy and salty and herby. Let's try and get some of the cheese here. It's very thick. That's the only downfall is the cheese is so thick. I can't actually tear it with my spoon. And I don't want it all in one. Okay, this is kind of ridiculous, actually.
The typical influencer cheese pull.
We're gonna fork it. Fork it, we're doing it live. That's almost obscene. Okay, seriously though, it's a good soup. I love an onion soup, and this is really solid. There's a lot of beautiful caramelized onions here. My only criticism is it is heavy on the salt. However, I like a nice salty onion soup, so I think that really hits the spot.
So for our other starter, I went with one of my absolute favorite things, and that is a Scotch egg. Now, if you're not familiar with what a Scotch egg is, it is a hard-boiled egg wrapped in sausage, then wrapped in a breadcrumb crust and deep fried. So it's fatty, it's greasy, it's got your bit of protein in it. But one thing I want to say of note with these Scotch eggs is the yolk is jammy in the middle. So it's not quite fully hardened. Because when I've had a Scotch egg before, the yolk is hardened.
Every time.
Every time, yeah. And when I've tried to make them at home, the yolk hardens. So they have perfected the soft boiled texture and still managed to deep fry the outside. And the outside is very crispy. So let's go ahead and give the Scotch egg a bite. I'm excited. About this Scotch egg, this is not like other Scotch eggs I've had. This is a spicy sausage that they're using to wrap around the egg because I'm getting a little bit of heat from that sausage. Okay, so they pair it with this chutney here. Let's go ahead and spoon a little on my egg. Give it a bite. I will say the chutney adds a little bit extra acidity to the egg. I'm actually quite glad that we went with the starter.
All right, my turn to try the Scotch egg. But first I'm gonna go for a bite of this frisee arugula salad, which weirdly enough seems to be a trend here we're finding at Caesar's Palace. This is 2 restaurants in one day that serve a frisee arugula salad on the side here. I love frisee, I love arugula. That is delicious. It's got a nice kind of vinaigrette on top, maybe like a lemon vinaigrette, super refreshing. However, we're not here for salad. Let's try this fried monstrosity. I'm gonna go straight for a little bit of chutney. Holy crap, that sausage, you're right, has so much flavor, so much spice. Not like a hot spice, but maybe a little bit. There's a little bit of heat to it, but not like a crazy amount. But that is the crispiest Scotch egg I've ever had in my life. And the fact that, again, the yolk is still like soft boiled, kind of jammy. I don't know how they do this.
I'm wondering that myself because I know the process of making it and I can't get it that perfect myself.
That is amazing. Wow. The only thing I can think of about how they maybe do this is they might soft boil them to the point where it's just barely soft boiled, shell them, I don't know how they do it without, breaking it, and then maybe they cool them down and or freeze them.
Oh, that makes sense.
For wrapping it and then deep frying it so that way the actual egg inside doesn't cook that much more. But yeah, that's delicious. Let's see what Paul thinks about the soup.
Soup time for me. I'm excited because an onion and eel soup just sounds amazing. Now let me give this a taste so I can give you my unbiased opinion. As James said, if you're not really into salty things, this might be a salt bomb for you. However, as the salty one in our relationship, I'm gonna say this is just right and perfect. But do keep in mind, you are going to get a lot of salt in this soup.
Now, I do want to say, as we're continuing to eat our starters here, as I get further and further into the soup, the salt is starting to get to me. It is definitely a very salty soup. I will say that because the cheese is all stuck together and it comes out as one large clump, you have to kind of cut it with a knife in order to not get one solid block of cheese. So between that and the saltiness level of the soup, those are my only critiques. I still think it's delicious. It's just frustrating.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with our main course after these messages.
Hi there, everyone. We hope that you are enjoying today's video. If you are, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing, and hit that bell icon for notifications whenever a new episode of James and Paul Try It All is released. We release new videos every Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Your support means the world to us, and it allows our videos to be seen by more viewers just like you. Now back to our video.
Now, as we mentioned, we have to try some of the signature dishes. And one of the signature dishes that Gordon Ramsay is most known for is, of course, his beef Wellington. And we've gone for the lunch portion here, which is basically kind of like a half Wellington. And I'm okay with that because, frankly, I'd rather not overstuff myself. And we've had it at Hell's Kitchen, and it was wonderful, probably one of the best Wellingtons I've ever had. I'm very, very excited to try it here at Pub and Grill, see if it's the same. Now, it has a little red wine demi-glace on the side here, some roasted vegetables. I think it's like I think it's a potato puree. Let's go in with a little bit of the demi-glace. Just as good as I remember it, perfect medium rare, crispy, buttery, flaky puff pastry on the outside. The meat is flavorful, delicious, tender. The demi-glace is great, adds an extra little depth of flavor to it. Let's try some of the just potato puree. Creamy, perfectly salted, melts in your mouth, wonderful. Let's go for one of these delicious looking, I think, pearl onions. I think it's a parsnip. Yep, that's a parsnip. Delicious. All in all, no complaints with the Wellington.
Now for my entree, I had to go with a pub classic, and that is going to be the fish and chips. Now, I am a huge fan of fish and chips to begin with, so I think this is aptly appropriate. First, what we're gonna do is we're gonna squeeze some of the lemon on that fish. You gotta have lemon. Let's go ahead and give it a taste as is to start. The fish is flaky, it is hot and crispy, just the way I like it. Now it's paired with all of these different sauces, and if you know me and you watch the channel, you know I'm not the hugest sauce fan. I gotta try the tartar sauce.
If you try the tartar, I'll try the malt vinegar.
No, I'm gonna try the malt vinegar because again, when we make these videos, it's about getting out of our shell here. So let's try a little bit of the tartar sauce. If you like tartar sauce, you might enjoy it. I'm gonna say I'm still not a tartar sauce fan. Let's try the malt vinegar. Still not a malt vinegar fan, but I'm enjoying this fish. The fish is good. Now it's served with mushy peas here, which is distinctly British, and I am here for that. Let's give this a taste.
Better than you thought?
Yes, actually. Now I like peas. Peas are amazing. I'm quite happy with the mushy peas. Now you can't have fish and chips without enjoying the chips. Give it a taste. Now as for the chips, they're fried perfectly, but they're chips. If you've had a steak fry, you've had them all. That being said, I'm not gonna complain at all about this fish and chips. I'm gonna enjoy this, and James and I are gonna swap our plates.
All right, my turn to try the fishy chippies. I'm gonna start with the chip. Let's go ahead and first au naturel. I think that one's pretty decently salted, actually. For a second, I was worried that all the salt went into the soup and not on the french fries. I mean, chips. Let's try with the ketchup. Delightful. That's a fancy ketchup. Anyway, no, I'm kidding. It's ketchup, it's fine. Fish chips fans like to dip their chips in the tartar as well. Ooh, that's good tartar sauce. Let's try a little bit of tartar. That's a good piece of fish. I'm liking that. Now let's try it with the malt vinegar. I'm not like Paul where I don't like condiments. I'm not crazy about malt vinegar normally. At least not with fish. But when in an English pub, you kind of gotta do the malt vinegar with the chips, with the fish. If I'm being honest, it's still not my thing. That's okay. If you like malt vinegar with your chips, with your fish, know that it's an option. It comes with it. I'll stick with the tartar sauce instead. That being said, let's see what Paul thinks about the Wellington and see if he thinks it's just as good as the one we had at Hell's Kitchen.
So Wellington time for me. Let's go ahead and give this a taste. Now, if you've seen our Hell's Kitchen video, then you know that I just enjoy the Wellington to begin with. I want to firstly say, no soggy bottoms here, perfectly crisp on the bottom. So great job to the kitchen. That demi-glace, that meat is perfectly tender. I'm getting some flavor from the dessert, but I don't know, like, I feel like the meat is a little more tender on this particular cut that I had. The pastry feels a little bit more crisp, but I'll also give it this. Like the flavors feel a lot more balanced than the one I had at Hell's Kitchen. It's still melt in your mouth tender. Let's try this potato puree. Very delightful. And we're gonna finish up our mains while we wait for dessert to come out, so stay tuned. We have a lot more coming.
All right, dessert time, my friends. Now, if you thought Gordon Ramsay was renowned for his beef Wellington, almost as equal, if not more, he is renowned for his sticky toffee pudding. Now, I've said before on the channel, sticky toffee pudding is one of my absolute favorite desserts. Hands down, no contest. I love it. I like to make it at Christmas time. It was something I grew up with. My father made it. It is delicious. And frankly, Ramsay's is better than it has any damn right to be. I'm excited to try this again. Let's see if it's just as good as it was at Hell's Kitchen. Oh, so beautiful. That toffee sauce, that ice cream. I'm not even being over dramatic. I am just in heaven right now. Absolute freaking heaven. It is so rich with warming spices like cinnamon, nutmeg. The toffee is wonderful. That sweet date flavor that is, makes up the pudding is unbelievable. Like this will give you a cavity, don't get me wrong. It's very sweet, but it's so good. I'm gonna enjoy the bite of this, and I tell you what, why don't you guys stay tuned, because we'll be back for our final thoughts in just a moment. All right, guys, we are back up in our room here at the Nobu Hotel at Caesar's Palace, and I gotta say, I was pretty darn pleased with Gordon Ramsay Pub and Grill. The Wellington was delicious, easily as good as I remember. That being said, I think I would recommend Gordon Ramsay Pub and Grill if you were a fan of Gordon Ramsay. Do I think that you should go out of your way for this meal if you're not a fan of it? Maybe not.
I'd probably say maybe not as well, because admittedly, it is a little bit of a high-priced meal, and you are paying for, again, that celebrity chef markup. You're paying for the Gordon Ramsay name. It is glorified pub food. This is a great option, but just like Hell's Kitchen, at those types of prices, there's a lot of competitive places at that price point that may offer a better meal.
Right, or you can find plenty of other places that you can have a lunch at like we just did for a lot less. That being said, our bill came to about $180 something before tip. And that of course included a beer, a cocktail, a starter, the prefix menu, which included the soup, the beef Wellington, and the sticky toffee pudding.
The prefix menu is a plus.
Yes.
So if you are looking to come here and you want to try just some of the best of the Gordon Ramsay stuff, go with that prefix menu, and they do it in a lunch size portion as well.
Yes, so yeah, there's a discounted lunch size portion, but there is a regular dinner option as well. So if you want the Gordon Ramsay standard, that beef Wellington and that sticky toffee pudding, it's a great way to do it. I enjoyed it. Would I rush back? Probably not. It's probably a one and done for me, simply for the fact that there is that upcharge. But as we said in the beginning of the video, we're trying to cross them all off our list because we want to experience them all. And if you are like us and like Gordon Ramsay or like the idea of eating at a celebrity chef restaurant, I think it's right for you. On that note, my friends, we hope you've enjoyed today's video. And if you did, be sure and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to ring that cute little bell icon for notifications whenever a new episode of James and Paul Try It All is released every single Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
We want to also thank you for all of your comments, your feedback, and just the support that keeps the channel going.
Yes.
We really appreciate it. And as always, we say you are the stars of the show, and the reason that we keep making these videos.
Let us know in the comments if you've been to any of Gordon Ramsay's restaurants in Las Vegas. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what you thought of them. And on that note, I think it's time for us to say goodbye, because I'm ready for a nap. So, until next week, my friends, have a great one.
What in the is that? You got mad! Eat it then! What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Idiot sandwich what?
An idiot sandwich, Chef Chris.
Squawk like a pigeon! I don't think pigeons do squawk, Chef. Squawk like a pigeon! Wah! 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 Wah!